Hello, my dear friends. Today we will continue to work with our dimensions paint by number kit. And I already, last evening, I did some preparation. Yesterday we just finished this area. You can see this is already blended background, right? We have here a very smooth area between two colors. And what I did in the evening, I completed only with color, without any blending yet. I just put the proper color to the areas that we have. When you will start to work again with these areas, you have to check your control list, because here you still have numbers visible. Here you already covered numbers with the proper color. That's why I always saying to everyone, please keep your checklist, your control list close to you for any questions you will have in the future. And today you can see I still have not covered color number J. And today I want to show you, to demonstrate you how I mix it. I'm usually using this kind of dispenser. It's from kids mixture, right, against fever. It's a Nurofen, but you can take any dispenser you have at home. And first you have to check. We have color number J. J, it's a chart for mixing. J means color 2 plus color 9 together. 50-50. You have to mix it before you will able to work with it. Number 2, it's a pink, and the number 9, it's this color blue. It's very light shaded. Violet gonna be. First, I recommend you to check how many areas you're gonna have with this color, because sometimes, you know, it's just a tiny little bit of areas for color with a sign, not with a number, with a sign. It's mixed color. But here we have a huge area here, and somewhere here I see J also. I demonstrated yesterday a box, but today I cut it from the box. This is the final result we're going to have. And here you also can see how many areas we have with this color. See, here, it's everywhere. So we need a lot. I have empty boxes. This is empty boxes. It's a smaller than this one. You can use also, if you haven't this one, I got it from AliExpress. If you haven't this kind of containers, you also can use, for example, container from eye lenses, right, or some other. What I'm usually do, number J, let me check again, 2 plus 9. Let's open number 2, put dispenser there, and just take, for example, half of, and a little bit more. That's it. It's a not one, it's a half of 1 milliliter. Put it in a container. That's it. Open number 9. Please be careful. This is pink shade. So clean it before you're going to put it again to another color. That's it. Put it inside. I got a little bit more than I need. I like this. It's a half milliliter. Put it in same container. Now I'm sure I mixed 50-50 because I used this kind of tool. And for mixing, I'm usually using needles, this kind of needles. Why it's needles? Because it's metal and very thin, and very nice to work in a small container, helpful. I don't like wooden toothpicks because wood taking too much paint on it. You know, I don't want to waste paint just for toothpick. Just mix it all together, very well blended. I can repeat this proportion and anytime I need it, because I know exactly how I did it, because I used the special tool. Now we have to cover this area with a J. You can see this is very, very nice, very light pinkish violet, very soft color. I like how it's looking. I prefer to make thin layers of paints. I better like for best coverage, you know, I better do 2 or 3 thin layers instead of 1 thick layer. And thin layers better for blending after all, because sometimes if you use lots of dye on area, it can make small gaps when it's getting dry. Paint have a volume, right? So it can have small gaps on surface you're working on. And today it's board, cotton board. It's have a slight texture of look, here we're going to have a blend. I know it's because here I have a checklist close to me. It's dotted line, that's me. It's a blending area for blend, and I can do it right now without, I'm not using special technique yet. I'm just spreading a little bit of shade on next area. I just, you know, don't want to create a really sharp line between 2 areas like here, for example. Yesterday I added on my channel a second way of blurring and blending. So I highly recommend you to check it also. It's just a 5 minutes video demonstrating how to blend colors between each other without any visible border, right? It's important because when we looking at artist work, there is no any actually sharp borders between colors, right? Because artists can mix shades free on canvas or on a paper, but we are working by numbers, so of course we have borders. Look, here the same, so I can spread right now, go a little bit here. Also very helpful, it's to have a dry brush. You can help with a dry brush to spread better. But after all, of course, we will do 2 ways of blending. It's overpainting technique. Overpainting recommended by dimensions in instruction. And I also like another way of blending, calling middle shade. I will show it to you soon as I will complete this background area. And again, I will put here some extra and just spread a little bit top with dry brush. That's it. Tomorrow I'm planning to start bird and flower. I don't know what to start first. I think I will paint flower first. So I will only show to you the most important moments today about blending of a background. But here on the background sometimes many layers needed. Work is easy, true, but it's need time to complete blending with many layers. Usually I use 3, maybe 4 layers. It depends, you know, it depends from a color actually, because different colors have a different ability to cover. If we will take yellowish shades, yellow, then it's I'm absolutely sure it's worse coverage than, for example, blue. Red and yellow pigment have some issues with the covering ability, and that's it. Here I'm just, you know, blending with a dry brush. And now I want to show you how to work with a middle shade. Here you can see some spots because it's not well coverage yet. Some dimension have I'd say half transparent colors, paints here. And let's see how to do the middle shade blending. I have today 2 brushes, dimension giving us only 1 brush in kit. I have 2 brushes extra, and I highly recommend to you to get some extra brushes for background work. Middle shade is really easy technique. Look, we go into blend 11 to J. That's mean we're taking number 11 and number J. Here we just mixed it. Took 1 brush of number J and same amount of number 11. That's it. Now mix it together in a container. Mix, mix, mix. See, we got small amount of middle shade between 2 colors. And now with a flat brush, put it here. Not here, here. Yes, this is the area, because this is number 9. Put it on a border, you know, just follow the border between 2 areas. That's it, and spread it a little bit. Sometimes it's very helpful if you will add, I have a water here, very small amount of water. I took just 1 drop of water. I put some water inside. I made this color very liquid, very watery. I put it again the same line. Now I got my dry brush, it's absolutely dry now, and I'm spreading the middle shade between 2 areas. just a little bit. Now we need to wait till this area will get in dry, and after we can check if we need another layer. Here the same. We can put the middle shade here, put the middle shade and spread it between two areas. Usually I need maybe 3 or 4 layers of middle shade between areas for absolutely smooth background. Here we have lots and lots of areas to work. You can use, yesterday I demonstrated either painting here. Here I just demonstrate to you, it's a second layer of number J now. I just demonstrated to you another technique, which is middle shade. And the most successful way to create really smooth background for paint by numbers, it's a mixing of techniques. Use them both for better result. Always check how your work looking after your work is dry. Right, check, maybe you have to do the next layer. I like to work with main details on a painting only when my background absolutely done. So it's very, very important. I know it's always, you know, I want to start from most interesting details on a painting, but for successful and beautiful result we have to, you know, be patient to work very well with each part of our composition. It's a second layer of this pinkish violet, and I want to create more middle shade. Again, a little bit of this, a little bit, oh, it's a wrong color, sorry, it's number 9, and I have here, it's a number 11, a little bit of 11, a little bit more, like this. That's it. Mix the middle shade, put it on a border between two areas and blend it well. And this way, step by step, we will create a really, really beautiful and smooth background for our future bird. Here you can see this color still wet a little bit here, right? I can get more number 11 and mix it together just on the border. Of course you will need a little bit of experience to do it well, but we all learn in the process, and I can tell you, learning how to paint, how to work with the paints, it's going very smooth and very fast with the paint by numbers. If for example you're dreaming how to paint in general, I'm talking not only about paints by number, just in general you're dreaming how to paint, and you don't know, you don't sure how to start, from what material to work, how to create not a simple but really beautiful paintings. This one, not a simple one, right? And you just don't know where to start. I can tell you, paint by numbers, it's very easy. Start to learn how to paint, really. This is blue area. It's number 9. I still remember it. Sorry. I will use first overpainting technique. I took a little amount of number 9, put here half drop of water, and going on next areas with a half transparent shade. And of course, I really recommend to you to check the both ways to blur on my channel. Now I will take number 11, the same, making half transparent and using overpainting technique, and blending a little bit on area number 9. Also, I can use dry brush and mix here a little bit, just a little bit. That's it. Now you can see this area already not looking sharp. You can't see the exactly sharp border between 2, even 3 shades here. Let's put a little bit. Somehow I see brown shade on my brush. Very interesting from where it is, going. Now I put more wet number 9 and blend it all together. I want to get bigger brush, dry brush, and mix everything here. Now we have to wait till all the areas will get dry, absolutely dry, and after it again check if we will need more layers to blend. Okay, I hope I explained really well enough how to blend and blur and create a soft transfer color to color. That's it. I like to work for big areas. I really love to work with a big size of brush. Again, dimensions only giving us one brush, but it's so boring, you know, to work with this kind of small brush, for example, for this area. Really needs lots of time. So get another brushes for big areas to work. And what do you think? We still have a lot of time to work, so maybe let's start with the flower. Let's see how it's going. I have time to work for my with my paintings only when my son sleeping, and that's why I actually never taking any my own. Let's start from color number 2. I never start any big works of my own plots and paintings in daytime, because my son sleeping around 1.5 hours in a daytime, and it's not enough to complete you know, big watercolor or something like this. And that's why I just adore the paint by numbers. It's giving me still painting pleasure time. I really love to paint in the daytime, and at any moment, you know, if he will wake up earlier than I expecting, I can just close all containers and run to him and you know, make some hugs after he walking up. You can probably still see number 2 here. Again, it's red pigment in this shape. It's because it's a pink, of course, it's a red plus white. And for sure we will need second layer here. You know, I also cut the smallest picture from the box, and I like how flower looking. It's a hibiscus. How flower looking without any blending. I really like it. So I'm not gonna blend and blur any areas here. So blending, blurring we only need for background. Flower, no, we don't really need. Some adults, for example my mom, you know, she was always dreaming to paint, but in her life she had no opportunity to visit the art school. And when she starting get older, I can't say she's an old lady. No, of course I can't say that about my mom, but she is already adult enough. And at one time she told me, I want to try, you know, she told me, you are an artist, teach me how to create paintings I like. What I could tell to her, you know, only about processes and how to learn paint process. It's a long way. It's only available for us if we started at kid ages, because usually it's not less than 2 or 3 years before people able to create a really realistic paintings. But for adults, especially if we all have, you know, what to do in real life. We have a kids, we have a job, and if you have no time for classical art school, it's still available for adults. But if you have no time and you want result almost immediately, I'd say paint by number, it's a really way to go, because you're just following the rules. All you have to do is to be accurate and to be patient, because some areas here are really small. Follow instruction, follow the rule of paint by number, and in the end of this way you'll get a really realistic painting. You will be, trust me, you will be proud of this work, because in the end it will look absolutely lovely. And you don't have to know how to paint flowers here, right? What I love about dimensions, because of mixing, I just demonstrate to you how to do it. Because of mixing, every single person will get their own painting in the end, because it's just not possible to mix the same proportions exactly. It's not possible to blend absolutely the same. That's mean if you get the same painting as I'm doing now, you will do the same steps, blend, color, you'll get a little bit another absolutely unique result. That's a unique thing of dimensions, because not all fabrics not all brands want us to blend. For example, shipper. We will paint with you shipper also very soon. I just got really adorable painting from shipper. It's a new from them. It's cherry still life. I'm planning to demonstrate to you work with a shipper also just after we will done with this painting. There no any blending needed at all, and the result are still just, you know, fantastic. So my mom tried this kind of hobby, painting by number, and she loved it. She's still painting sometimes, and so many people around me started to do the same. That's it. And in the process you will want to blur a little bit, to blend a little bit, not from the first step, not from the first painting, of course, but with time, you know, you will be more brave with your experience. More experience you'll get, more brave you will be about some changes, some your own changes in paint by number. And step by step you will move to your own arts. I'm absolutely sure about it because I have so many examples in my life with my friends who started with paint by numbers but who moved and became really an artists. It's just another way of learning. It's not a classical way of learning how to work with the paints, not the way we have in art schools for kids. It's another one, but it's still working. And I like also about paint by numbers, you can move yourself to your own art life, right? You can check my channel. We're not only making paint by numbers, we also creating simple traditional arts with acrylic or watercolor. You can, you know, mix paint by numbers and some watercolors for better experience to paint, or you just, you know, just paint by number and be happy with it. So many lovely paints now I can see. I checking all the time. It's AliExpress, it's Amazon.com, that possible to get from different fabrics, from different brands. Before, I remember, you know, I already painting by number about maybe 3 hours or 3 years already. I started when my son hit 1 year. Yeah, he was 1 year old when I got first paint by numbers as a present from my sister. It's very thin areas here, very thin, good for small brush. And what I can see now, it's so many lovely paintings now available. Before it was just 1 or 2, maybe 3 landscapes, I mean interesting one for me. Maybe a little bit of flowers, compositions, and that's it. Now so many companies, oops, let's clean it. Be sure your hands are always clean. Other way you really can, you know, make some spots on your work. It's a color number 4. Ooh, so bright. so juicy. Number 4, let's see. Yeah, very beautiful shade. If you guys have any questions about this kind of art or about the process, you can always ask me. I'm checking any comments and I'll give you an answer as soon as I will see your questions. Also, I'm not gonna remove these streams from a list of video on my channel, so it will be available to see on my channel. It's a really tiny area, yeah. At any time you will need it. Oh, I like how it's looking. And color shades, paintings of dimensions really looking matte. It's a matte finish. You can check any areas with the number you're working at the moment. For example, I'm working now with number 4, so I can put this color everywhere I can see the number. This brush that dimensions put in the kit, just perfect for small areas. Here it's absolutely just enough, big enough, small enough, just a perfect size, but not for the background, as I told you before. I hope I explained everything well about this kind of blending, right? So these areas, this and this, I will complete this evening without streaming process, and we will concentrate our attention tomorrow for flower. I think for flower, my son's still sleeping. I can check it. I have a video check. Number 4. Here it is. Another area with a number 4. So next stream we will only painting the flower. Oh, the areas here are so tiny. Thing you absolutely will need to work with the paint by number, it's a good light. It's very, very good light, and I recommend you to check the final result 2 times with the daylight without electricity, because some mistakes visible only with the daylight and with electric light. So check it. For example, bring it close to the window in daytime and check if you will see any mistakes or areas where you need to work more. Especially I'm talking about blending areas, about visible sharp borders between 2 colors. That's it. You can see water actually not needed here, right? Only water needs only for blending, to create half transparent paint. Some dimensions kits need no blend at all, and you can check it when you will choose painting you like, plot you like. If you see a lots of smooth looking areas between 2 or 3 colors, that means you will need to blend. If you see only very sharp contrasted details on a painting, that means you will need no blend. Let's see where else we have a number 4. I also very like in the evening, that's why I actually want to finish the background part in the evening without stream. I like to paint while I'm watching some movies. Very relaxing process. When I'm getting tired in the evening, especially with my family, after, you know, cooking, playing with the kids, putting them to sleep, I want to relax a little bit, and with a paint by number I can work. For example, if I have just 15 minutes before sleeping time, I still can paint a little bit, because it's a easy system. The person who created paint by number system is just, you know, the genius, I think. Really my opinion, because this switch, close the container, go do whatever you like, go, I don't know, cook something, play with your kids, spend time with your friends. After you finished your things, you move back to your paint, open everything, and working again. So simple, so brilliant. Wow. I can see here a little bit of number 2. That's it. And a little bit of number 4. All other areas, it's have not the numbers, it's have the signs K, J, L. I already demonstrate to you how to mix these shades, so I will prepare for tomorrow's stream. I will bring all shades we will need already mixed in a small containers, just, you know, not to spend time of our video for mixing, because you can check there is lots of mixing, it's a big chart. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 shades to mix, so it's around maybe half an hour for mixing. I will not do it for video. Let's check. I don't. Yes, I worked number 3 already. It's a little bit more here. And here, sharp edge, looking very nice now, because close to it we have blended area. Sharp line of petal, looking adorable, right? Number 3 again. I know 2 ways to paint. One way, you can move, for example, from top to bottom line of your art, your painting, right? Going the solid line painting, but I better like to paint color by color. For example, choose first number 3, right? And put number 3 everywhere. Paint everywhere where you can find the number 3. And I think it's less color need for it, because you don't need to clean brush all the time. You're just working with a single shade. You don't need to clean any paint, and all paint using just for work, not for water, not lost in cleaning process. Here also number 3. That's it. And a little bit more here. And area is done. Very easy going, very easy. Let's see where we have 3 more. Yeah, here it is. Final work, finished work, very good looking, with a passepartout and framed. And one of the this kind of option of decoration, this painting dimensions giving us on the box. They put here very light yellowish, I think it's looking more as a champagne color. It's a passepartout and green frame, looking very fresh. With this painting here, number F, yes, number 2. Be careful after your work is done or you need to make a break. You have to close all containers. Be sure in it, because this is acrylic color. If it will get dry completely in the boxes, it will be not possible to put their water and to make it liquid again. It's not watercolor paints. Watercolor we can make, that's it, we can make water again even if it's get dry completely, but not the acrylic ones. Acrylic, after it's dried once, it will be never that's it, it will be not able to use again. I did it a couple of times. I did this mistake. I remember I closed those time the container, but I did it not completely like this. See, not completely. Completely you closing with a click sound. I did it in a half, and I had a long break after it. I couldn't paint, I was busy. And when I returned to my painting, I find out that half of my paint's already absolutely dry in a container, and I was running looking looking for the new ones. I mixed, in the end, I mixed all colors I lost, but it's not easy. They mix exact colors that needed for paint, and second, wait a second, there is a thin area. I can't speak when I'm painting thick areas. And to mix exact shades, you have to be experienced with it, or use the special charts where explained how to mix it. I have lots of experience actually. I started to paint, to learn how to paint when I was 11 in art school, and I work also as an artist for 10 years, but more than 10 years. But when you have small kids, it's not possible to work with oil at home, because it's kind of smelly, you know, and it's not healthy for kids. And my mom also, she don't like the smell of an oil. So I started to work with acrylic and with the paints by numbers, which is lovely. This area is completed, and only I can see it's the signs here now, not the numbers. Let's see, there is a number 2 also. And after I will do this first layer in the evening, of course I will have to check if some numbers and lines, leading lines, are still visible. Here I put 2 layers. Here, for example, it's just 1, and I can see still number 2 visible through the layer of the paint. So I just created second layer. And that's it. Blended everything well. We almost done on a flower. We're almost done with all numbers. Working going very fast. So for example, if you're planning to paint this kind of kit as a present, I think 1 week just enough to complete it. It's not a big size of the final painting, because paintings on canvas, it's usually much bigger. It's bigger in twice. This is a small one. I think it's a 30 or maybe 40, 30, like this. I can't see the box to see the exact size of the board, but I think it's around this size. Usual canvases, paint by number on the canvases, it's 40, 50. Number 2 as well here. So tiny areas sometimes here, you know. I'm working only with a very small thin end of the brush to paint it, and here it's number 2 as well. And here. So 1 week just enough to complete the whole painting. And I think the last area I will paint today, it will be this red number 4, because I can see now my little ones already started to waking up. He will call for me very soon. But I will continue tomorrow, same time as today. And if you're interested to see how these spots became a beautiful flower, please join to me, and we will create it together. That's it. And a little bit here. I think tomorrow we will complete this flower. That's it. That's it, guys. I hope it was helpful for everyone who want to know, who want to try how to create this adorable painting. We will meet with you tomorrow, same time. It was a PaintyKat. Join my channel, don't miss any videos. Bye bye.